everyone, and welcome back to episode 56, guys, of my F1 2016 Toro Rosso career mode, guys. And today we're here at the Spanish Grand Prix. Now, sorry that there has been very few videos from this career mode over the last couple of weeks. Unfortunately, well, I say unfortunately, we've seen things such as the new F1 cars being released there, guys. There's been a lot of F1 2017 news, guys, but hoping, this week I'm hoping to either bring out 2 or maybe even 3 of this F1 2016 career mode, guys. So hopefully, you're all ready for that. But today we're here at the Spanish Grand Prix, and this Spanish track, I thought, it was kind of a coincidence that it fitted in exactly the same time as obviously the F1 testing at the moment, guys. But talking about this game though, the AI are OP around this track. There is no denying that. They run sort of 50th worldwide when it comes to lap times here, which is quite ridiculous, considering a Toro Rosso. But just having a look then, the chassis weight, engine cover, weight reduction from last time out, guys, has now been put on the car, which reduces the weight ever so slightly. I think that's Haas F1 going for a double upgrade moving into the first proper European race of the season. Obviously, everyone still says that the Spanish Grand Prix is really sort of, the opener of the European phase. As we can see, we're currently 4th, right behind our older sister Red Bull there. So it's going to be very, very interesting to see how well we do fare against those guys in the coming Grand Prix here. But, let's move on then straight away into the free practice, guys. And first of all, we will be going into the track acclimatization lap. And you can see it's nearly perfect up to this point. Unfortunately, we just had 1 green there, which, although if we do nail these final couple of corners, will still mean we get a purple lap there. Unfortunately means that, we won't be able to keep, I'm pretty certain we've done perfectly in every single race so far there, guys. But obviously the 50 R&D points, they're very, very easy. And looking at the end of the session, I really want to skip down on how much time we focus on practice sessions and things in this season, guys. But I think we're going to gain about 80 R&D points there overall there. So, not really too much to complain about there. 77 takes our total up to 254. And let's move on then straight into qualify. One of the more important sessions of the weekend here. Unfortunately, obviously, we've got to get through Q1 and Q2 first, though. I know Q1 really shouldn't be too much of an issue here. I really quite sandbagged a lot on this lap. It wasn't a particularly great lap either. But coming down towards the line, we did actually go up into P2 at that moment. By the end of the session, though, we were outside the top 10 there, guys. Made it up, obviously, into Q2 there. But my teammate, Danny Kvyat, looking very, very strong up in P8 there. But the Mercedes looking out the front row in that first qualifying session. But moving on into Q2, though, guys, I decided, we try and gamble it. Go on a set of the medium tyres here. Hope to get through Q3 on a set of the mediums there, so we can start the Grand Prix on that tyre, because tyre wear around this track is quite bad here, guys. But coming around the final corner and down towards the line here, I'm hoping we should be aiming for a sort of a low to mid 21 there, and we set a 21.7 there, which I thought might not get us through into Q3 there, but fortunately for me it did. You can see Lewis Hamilton, Nico Rosberg and Sebastian Vettel all opted to go with the same strategy as myself there. For the first time, I think, this season, guys, we also saw Williams get into Q3 there with Esteban Gutierrez as well, being a nice little surprise down the bottom half there. Jenson Button, last season's winner here, made him up into Q3 again, but I highly doubt we'll see him repeat his feat here. But moving on then into Q3 and the most important session up to this point of the weekend. You can see the checkered flag is already out. We're on my last ditch attempt here. We're currently down in P7, but we've gone purple in the middle sector there. So hoping if we keep a nice clean final sector here, we should be looking for pole position. I want to edge out Lewis Hamilton after he unfortunately beat me by 15 thousandths last time out there, guys. But come around then into the final couple of corners here. It's a very complex final sector. You've got to be so precise with where you're putting the front wheels. Try to, attack the curves at the right places, but avoid them in a lot of the corners. Come around this final corner though. And what position are we going to be up into? It's going to be pole position for the Spanish Grand Prix there, guys. Not too sure how much the gap was to Kimi Raikkonen there, but that felt like a very, very quick lap there. So, hoping if we got, sort of a 2-3 tenth advantage there, that would be very, very useful. But by the end there, guys, it was over half a second we took pole by Kimi Raikkonen there. So, very, very happy with that lap. And 1 minute 20.4 is basically, I think, as good as I've done on time trial. So that really says how strong this Toro Rosso really is. Nico Rosberg down in 3rd place there. Lewis Hamilton filling out the 4th row there, guys. But, it's going to be a very, very interesting race. Tyre wear and the safety car will prove critical here, as we saw last year where Jenson Button took that very, very surprising his win of the season there. But, hoping today, we've had 4 races so far this season. We've finished very, very well in all of them. We're currently standing in second in the standings. Unfortunately, when I say all of them, unfortunately Russia, obviously we did not finish that race there, guys. But I start on pole today by over half a second to Kimi Raikkonen there. Both of us two drivers being the only two to get into the 1 minute 20s there. The Mercedes fill out the second row with the old Red Bull pairing of Ricciardo and the old Vettel there. Max Verstappen, and Esteban Gutierrez. You know, very, very strong for Gutierrez there to get up into P8 there. My teammate there, Danny Kvyat, down in P14. They're not exactly what he wanted, but you can just see, looking on the back three rows, though, it is back to the Saubers, the Renaults, and the Manas there. So, you know, not really what those guys want to see. It's kind of looking like, once again, they are going to slowly sink back to the bottom of the grid there. But, you know, ready for this Spanish Grand Prix. It's going to be very, very interesting one. Tyre strategy, as I keep saying, guys, is going to be absolutely critical here. But, you know, a safety car is quite common around the circuit, you know, so maybe we might see that as well. That could shake up this race here, but, you know, hoping that we don't see that. But I'm going to try and go for a medium-hard stint in this Grand Prix here, guys. But, you know, if it does come to it, we might have to go on to a set of softs at the end there. Not really too sure how well the tyres will fare in this Grand Prix here. But let's move on then into the Spanish Grand Prix. So here we are then. 1 light, 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. And away we go there for the Spanish Grand Prix. Kimi Raikkonen getting off to an absolutely incredible start as Charlie just refused to take out the lights there. But Raikkonen going down my inside, down towards turn 1. Rosberg trying to have a look round my outside there. Are we going to be able to hold it 3 wide into turn 1 there? Yes, we do there. Kimi and I making a little bit of contact on the exit there. I give up the hand of rage. But Raikkonen now has got the inside for turn 3 there. And he moves up into the lead of the Grand Prix there. A very, very textbook move. Up the inside into turn 3 there for Kimi Raikkonen there. And he now moves straight away, but we can't afford to let him run away with it in the early stages of this Grand Prix, as he obviously is on the quicker set of tyres here. Whilst both myself, Nico Rosberg and Lewis Hamilton are all on a set of the hard tyres here. So, you know, I'm not really willing to let Raikkonen try to pull away here. He obviously goes purple at the end of lap 1 there. But we're going to look down the inside, down this long front straight here, down towards turn 1 there. We're going to chop back in over the front of him there a little bit aggressively. But we retake back the lead of this Spanish Grand Prix here. You know, we can't afford, as I said, guys, to let Raikkonen try and make a bit of a gap on us. But now coming on to the end of lap 2 here, as you can see, Raikkonen is still right behind me. You know, he's probably going to be able to get the run down towards turn 1 there. We're going to try and go a little bit defensive on him. And we're going to squeeze him nearly onto the grass there. We're given the room as we realise how much we have squeezed in there. But he goes down the inside there. We completely missed the exit of that first corner there. We run a little bit wide. And Raikkonen, once again, will have the inside into turn 3 there. And will take that position there. So, you know, we made a little bit of a mistake. You know, not really what we wanted, but, you know, we can't really lose confidence there, as we thought about going down the inside into turn 4, the end of sector 1 there, but we thought better of it here. But, you know, right on Kimi Raikkonen's rear wing there, so it's very, very close battling. And I thought once again about going down the inside, but Raikkonen on the exit of that corner gets absolutely terrible traction over the curbs. So we're going to be able to have a look down the inside, down towards turn 6 there, but with that extra grip, he holds it around the outside, runs a little bit wide there, once again takes too much curb. We're going to go for the switchback up the inside into the long flowing right-hander of turn 7 there. Side by side still here. He gets back in front of me. We're going to once again have a look up the inside, switch back to the outside. He squeezes me out. And Kimi Raikkonen is going to be able to stay in the lead of the Grand Prix there. It all got very, very heated on only the 3rd lap of this Grand Prix there. Raikkonen and I going for switchbacks over each other continuously there. But following around this final sector, you know, maybe we might be able to get a good move on him down the long front straight. Because obviously we're so close to him still, and with the DRS especially. You know, it's not going to be much of a match for Raikkonen here. He might try and go defensive on me, but we'll have to wait and see whether he makes that move. But coming in on to the front straight here, we've got the DRS once again, guys, and we're just going to be able to go straight back up his inside. You can see the straight line speed advantage we have over Kimi there, and we go back up the inside, back up into the lead now of the Grand Prix. That actually managed to get, you know, turn 1 well done there, so, you know, very, very happy with that. Running a little bit wide on the exit of turn 2 there, but, you know, we hold on to the lead, but come around turn 3, we run it over the curbs there, lose the back end of so slightly there, we nearly span it into the wall, we hit Daniel Ricciardo, and that has sent us absolutely flying there, guys, and we're going to have a look on that on the replay cameras, but somehow we have come out of that completely unscathed when it comes to the front wing there, so no idea what that is all about there, guys, but we've come out of that crash after an absolutely huge crash with Daniel Ricciardo there, with no front wing damage. Having a look on the replay cameras, nothing either of us can do. I don't even know how on earth we survived that crash with no damage there. Not really too sure, you know, what Codemasters physics are deciding today, but, you know, I'm not exactly complaining there. Daniel Ricciardo tries to avoid the incidents, does nearly lose the back end there. You can see he gets a huge whack from myself, but fortunately for him, I think he's able to save the car there very, very easily for himself. Looking from my front wing there, let's have a look then how we got no damage. And we go straight into the tyre there. The tyre runs over the front wing, So not too sure, you know, whether the damage model doesn't allow for, you know, upwards and downwards damage there. But we go spinning in the gravel for a little bit. And unfortunately, we're going to come out down in P8 there. But still so shocked that we got no front wing damage. So obviously get a warning for our collision with Ricciardo, because that was obviously easily avoidable there. But now moving on to the end of lap 6 here, as you can see, we're back up into P5 now, as a few more drivers have made their pit stops. And we actually go purple on that lap here. Having a look towards Fernando Alonso, down towards turn 1 here. Get an absolutely incredible run. Have a look at the inside there. He's going to try and hold it side by side, but, you know, we make the move. And we get back up into P3 now of the Grand Prix. So we've got Nico Rosberg and Sebastian Vettel just a little bit ahead of me here. So hoping, you know, looking towards the middle phase of lap 7 here, as you can see, we've closed in on these guys absolutely massively. We've got some really good race pace here, as you can see. I'm going to look up the inside of Nico Rosberg in his Mercedes there into the third sector there. I mean, make that position stick as well. And now all we've got just ahead of me is Sebastian Vettel here now, as you can see, coming around the first towards the start of lap 8 here. And we're going to be able to get the DRS on him. Hopefully, you know, we should be able to get as good a run as we did on Alonso there. Go purple once again. And just look at the straight line speed advantage there over Sebastian Vettel as we move back up into the lead of the Grand Prix there. You know, the DRS just so OP around this track. You know, if you can get even within sort of 9/10 of the car ahead, you should be able to get the jump on them there. But coming around the next couple of corners here, you know, Sebastian Vettel gets absolutely incredible traction out of turn 3 there. So that's really seems to be the only corner where we're losing a lot of time here at this phase of the Grand Prix there. But, you know, it's quite interesting how much we differ our lines from the AI here, you know. Spain really attracted you just can't replicate the lines of the AI there. But you can see Sebastian Vettel is still just behind me there, but we've got yellow flags further back. And unfortunately for me, Danny Kvyat is out of this Grand Prix there. Not exactly what we wanted, guys. And now the safety car has been deployed, so I don't actually know whether that's good or bad for me at this stage of the Grand Prix there. But just have a look then. What happened to Danny Kvyat there? I think it might be an engine failure. He doesn't seem to have anyone particularly close to him there. So I'm just going to, yeah, I think it probably is an engine failure. You know, I doubt the Sauber, I think, that is behind him is just going to not break into the corner there. But yeah, Daniel Kvyat there, unfortunately having to pull to the wayside there. Quite interesting, you know, we've seen Toro Rosso struggle here in 2017 in the pre-season there. But, you know, my teammate there as well. And that really puts it into question how well my engine will fare in the rest of this Grand Prix. But coming then onto lap 9 here, you know, we're coming in for a set of the hard tyres there. So, you know, but Nico Hülkenberg now is in the lead of the Grand Prix. But for some reason, at the end of lap 9, halfway through the safety car period, he opts to come into the pit lane there. So not really too sure what Force India were thinking when it comes to strategy there. But Nico Hülkenberg, the podium dream is not going to be today. But Jolyon Palmer is now up into third place. So, you know, that might be foreshadowing what we might see from Renault this year. Jolyon Palmer ready for his first podium ahead of Nico Hülkenberg there, guys. But coming to the end of the safety car there, on the restart, you know, we've managed to get a little bit of advantage over Sebastian Vettel just behind me. But as I said, guys, be within 9/10 of the car ahead of you, and you should be able to get the run down towards turn 1 there. Sebastian Vettel getting right up behind me. He's going to look up the inside in towards turn 1 there. And unfortunately for me, he's going to be able to hold it around the outside through turn 2 there. That obviously leads to the inside for turn 3, and not exactly what I wanted there. But Sebastian Vettel re-inherits the lead now of the Grand Prix here. But now onto lap 18, nothing's really happened. You know, we saw very, very exciting opening sort of 8 laps here. But after that, Sebastian Vettel on his set of medium tyres there, just able to pull away from me quite a bit here. This will actually be the lap he decides to come into the pit lane here. And I'm assuming he will go onto his set of the hard tyres here. But, you know, we're trying to hold our hard tyres out for as long as we can, hoping that we can go back onto his set of the soft tyres for the end of the Grand Prix here. You know, we guarantee, therefore, we won't end up with a glitch like we did at Japan last season there, guys. But we re-inherit the lead now of the Grand Prix. You can see just how big a lead Sebastian Vettel had over myself now, guys. And you can now see by the end of lap 25 here, and we are finally going to be opting to make our final pit stop of the day. Sebastian Vettel already back up into second of this Grand Prix, as we were the last car, I think, up to this point to make our pit stop here. But coming down into the pit lane, we're going to absolutely nail the pit entrance there, just getting the car slowed down pretty much perfectly there. You know, you got to brake just before that shadow on the right-hand side there. But coming down towards our pit box here, you know, it doesn't seem that there's anyone else out, so, you know, we shouldn't end up getting held up here. But how far behind Sebastian Vettel are we going to end up there? Because he's already flown past me. And there's 2 cars there of Nico Rosberg and I think Kimi Raikkonen. And hoping, you know, that we're going to be able to stay ahead of them. But realistically, it was not going to happen there. As both Raikkonen and Nico Rosberg are able to jump me, I go very, very aggressively on the pit exit there. Somehow don't get a warning. But now, as you can already see, by the end of lap 26 here, and we've already caught up straight up to these guys. You know, we're on fresher, quicker tyres here. And, you know, we're in one of the quicker cars here now, so, you know, we should have that slight pace advantage around some of the circuits, guys. But now looking on to Kimi Raikkonen just ahead of me, you know, he's trying to make a move on Nico Rosberg as he's got the tyre advantage over him there. But is he going to be able to make the move down in towards turn 1 there? We're just going to let those guys battle for the position themselves there. Nico Rosberg and Kimi Raikkonen slow each other down massively there. We go around the outside of Nico Rosberg and up the inside of Kimi Raikkonen there into turn 3 there. Nico Rosberg's ended up spinning after that collision there with Kimi Raikkonen on the exit there. But somehow we have been able to pull off a pretty damn incredible double overtake there, if I do say so myself, guys. But, you know, I was pretty happy with that one. I was smiling when I was recording this footage, guys. But, you know, that was unfortunately the last thing that happened to us in that Grand Prix. And once again, it's not going to be a win for myself in this career. And it really does beg the question, when are we going to get our first win of the season, guys? You know, we've been so consistent up to this point here, obviously excluding last time out at Russia. But Sebastian Vettel takes a very well-earned win, the first for Ferrari this season. So, you know, following the trend, we will see a double Ferrari win here, you know, here and at Monaco, guys. But P2 there in the Spanish Grand Prix, and once again, we cannot complain. There we are then, guys, the end to another Grand Prix. Episode 56 of this career mode, guys. You know, we're getting closer to episode 75, which, you know, is kind of going to be the next big aim I go for. But Sebastian Vettel takes the win there, ahead of myself. Kimi Raikkonen rounding out the podium there. So another strong day out for Ferrari there. Red Bull as well, giving a very good day with Max Verstappen in 4th and Daniel Ricciardo in 5th there. But look at Lewis Hamilton, P9 there, with his Mercedes teammate Nico Rosberg down in P10. So, you know, unfortunately we weren't able to capitalise fully on all the points Lewis Hamilton has lost there. You know, he had an over race wins advantage, and now that advantage will have completely gone as we look into the next race there. But unfortunately, my teammate Danny Kvyat, after that engine retirement very early on in the Grand Prix, was the only retirement we saw there. With Valtteri Bottas obviously having a torrid day out down in the last of the finishes there. We saw Kevin Magnussen just ahead of him. But, you know, no other real big surprises but Felipe Massa there. So look at Williams, 17th and 21st. They're not exactly what they wanted. But now having a look at the drivers' standings, Lewis Hamilton obviously still leads the way by just, I think that's 10 points now over Sebastian Vettel. Myself down to P3 there, just 15 points back there. So, you know, I'm still very happy with that. Even though we've lost a position, we've closed down the gap massively there. We've got the Red Bulls of Max Verstappen and Daniel Ricciardo hot on my heels, though. We have Kimi Raikkonen moving up into P6 there, I think that is. Sorry, P5. No, it is P6. Sorry, I'm completely illiterate now. But Nico Rosberg all the way down to P7 there, with less than half of his points of his teammate there. Just having a look further down though, Danny Kvyat obviously drops positions there, as we saw Fernando Alonso make a good leap up the grid there for him. But just having a look right down the very end, and we've still got Marcus Ericsson, Esteban Gutierrez after his very strong quali, Pascal Wehrlein, Felipe Nasser, and Rio Haryanto. And now the only drivers left to score, guys. But hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe if you are new around here, guys, for more of my Toro Rosso career mode. And I will see you guys next time.
So promise that you'll catch me.